Okay, guys, welcome back to card project number 2 and now on to adventure class. So now we're going to start making our second card project. Okay, so for this card, you're going to need some pretty peacock paper. I have this as my card base, and then I have a scrap for some punching and stamping. Then I have a piece of 1 3/4 inch of purple posy, and we're actually going to cut this down, but we're going to emboss this first. And then I have a piece of the designer series paper from the Dressed Up, I think that's what it's called. um is it All Dressed Up designer series paper? It's something like that. I don't exactly remember, but it will be in the project sheet. And as a reminder, the sizes will be in the supply list, will be there. Okay, and you're also going to be using some pearls along with some dimensionals. And then I have a scrap piece. This is the thick Whisper White. I hope I didn't mess this up. Okay, the thick Whisper White, just to do my stamping on. Okay, so we're going to first ink this up in some tuxedo black ink. Okay, we're going to put this here because we're going to need another side of this, so you do want to be cautious of where you're putting. Let me just make sure I put this high enough. Okay, that's good. Okay, so now we're going to color in our image. And okay, we are using the Ivory stamping blend along with the light Pretty Peacock, and then the Purple Posy combo. So this is just going to be doing some simple coloring here. When I originally colored in my sample, I was going to color in the earrings. And then I realized, why am I doing all of that? Because you can barely see it. Okay, so now I'm only going to do in a part of her face right now. I'm going to get back to it. And that is because I want there to be a little bit of lightness there. So if you add more ink to her face and then go in and color in the lightness here, the white part here, it will give you some highlight. And you know what? I just realized I forgot the color for her hair. So I just throw my stamping blends in here. Just because it was easier for me. I don't have a lot of room in my craft room, so I just do what I can do. And so I'm going to use the light and dark, and I'm going to come in where they gave us these natural shading areas. Okay, let me just make sure that you guys can see. Okay, because I don't have good lighting in my craft room, and the best time to actually do this kind of stuff is during the day, when because I do get good sunlight in here. But the way that my house was designed, it didn't come with like ceiling lights, so I have to use lamps. And so at night it doesn't give me really good lighting. And I was supposed to film earlier today, but my boyfriend came over, and I know we're quarantining, right? But he surprised me, and so we ended up spending the day together. And so he had bought some ribs and some crab legs. And so it was a nice surprise. Okay, just gonna get in there. Okay, that gate. And so hopefully you can see how it just gave it some really nice highlights there. This is the skin. Okay. Make sure I had the right color in my hand before I colored something I wasn't supposed to. Okay. Okay. So hopefully you can see, hopefully you're able to tell, but I can tell that this side of her face is a tad bit lighter. Okay, so now we're going to grab the dark purple posy. Did I do her legs in the sample? No, I did not. I think, ooh, wrong end. Meant to use the brush tip. Okay. Now come in for the shading. Okay, and I think I did her flower and light purple posy. Okay, so we are done with her. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and stamp my sentiment using Versamark ink. And then I keep my, no, I'm not using that one. I'm using the Shimmer White embossing that is retiring, so I wanted to have an opportunity to use it. And grab some paper here. The one thing I like about embossing powders is that a little bit goes a long way. And actually, I should have used my embossing buddy on this. I always try to clean this up because I'm always so scared that I'm going to either knock it over or I'm accidentally going to melt it. Hopefully you can see that. And so I'm going to be using, ugh, I don't know what this punch is called. This is so bad. Okay, so that is complete. And then one more thing, I am going to be using the Ornate Floral 3D Embossing Folder. So this is coming up in the new catalog, but you can actually get this now because Stampin' Up! Released the Ornate Garden Suite early. Okay. And so the sandwich that I'm using for this is my platform, my 3D embossing folder, this special plate here, and then I'm going to run this through. Now there is a new machine coming. And that is pretty much all I can say that there is. I've seen it. It's nice. I'm still trying to decide myself if I'm going to get it because I have a lot of machines. So, but I think I am eventually. But it is pretty cool. Okay. So now let's start putting our card together. I love my little bone folder. It's made out of bone. The Stampin' Up! Has rubbed off, but luckily Blooms and Butterflies has stayed on. So that is the name of my Uplines team. Okay. So you want to make sure, especially when you're using embossing folders, that you give your cardstock a really good adhesive so it would remain down. Okay. And okay, here, let's add this. Okay. And then we're going to pop this up with some dimensionals. Make sure I got this where I'm supposed to put this. Okay. Now I'm going to add some pearls. And one of the pearls I am going to color in. With the pretty peacock. Oh no. I'm gonna make sure I don't have nothing on my hands because I would hate for that to get on this card. Okay, there we go. And then, let's say that is not it. Because we're gonna also add in some of the big pearls here. Okay, hold on. All right, just want to make sure that I can put that there. Now, I'm not getting every single flower, but I just wanted to have some scattered. Put this on the right side. Take a couple of more dimensionals. Add some adhesive here. Let me show you that. Okay, yeah, it's in the right spot. Okay, and there you have it. Card number 2. And here's my first sample. So now, as you can see, I added a little bit more color to her this time than what I did last time. So there you have it already. Okay, so there's one more card project in this series, and we will get to that soon. Alrighty now.